Hello, hi, welcome to Pro Pakistani. Today, we're very blessed to have such a great legend with us today. This guy needs no introduction, especially to anyone who watches football, Mr. Michael Owen. Thank you, Michael, for joining us.
My pleasure.
How's your stay been in Pakistan so far?
Well, short stay so far. We arrived this morning, but it's been very nice. We've had a warm welcome from all the Pakistani people. Yeah. So it's been lovely to see the country. It's my first time here. I was due to come here, of course, last year, but because of COVID and everything else, then it was more difficult. But I'm pleased to be here now. Okay,
that's great. So I'm going to ask you some questions about your career. Obviously, started at Liverpool at 17. How was that going for a young boy like yourself? Your childhood club. How was it going into a dressing room with such already established players, and how was that?
Yeah, it was. I suppose for everybody, it's quite strange to start with. I mean, these guys were on my bedroom wall as as heroes of mine, and then to all of a sudden, start training and playing with them. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but you quickly realise that you can compete, that you can play at the same level, and then you just understand that they're just normal people.
Sorry, did you have that confidence of you know that you can make it at that young age? Like, did you know that you could make it at Liverpool?
Yeah, I was probably what you would call an early developer, not physically, but as a footballer. I was breaking most records at a young age, so there was no real surprise. I think everybody knew there's a lad in the academy called Michael Owen that's going to be playing for the first team when he's older. So that type of thing. So some people take time to mature, some people are there straight away. There's no rights, there's no wrongs, but I was certainly one of those that people knew probably from a young age that was going to be in the first team.
Okay, and so I wanted to talk to you about that Germany game in Munich, 5-1, you scored your hat-trick. If you could just give us a little bit about that day, about how that day went for you.
Yeah, well, we had just been beaten actually not long before that against Germany at Wembley in the last game of the old Wembley before it was knocked down and rebuilt. And it was a very important game because it was a World Cup qualifier and a draw wouldn't have been very good for us. We had to beat Germany to then go on and qualify. I suppose having been beaten not so long before that and then to go 1-0 down early in the game, you're thinking, wow, this is going to be a long night, playing against a very good team. But something just clicked in that game, and very early on, and I don't know what it was, but it just felt like we were all in sync, we were all playing well, and within 10-15 minutes of going 1-0 behind, I just knew we were going to win, and it was just a matter of how many we're going to score. It just felt like we were...
Everything clicked.
Yeah, I don't know whether their system played into our hands or whether we were just very confident. But it just felt great, and I remember equalising, and then Stevie Gerrard scored just before half time. And I remember at half time everybody looking at each other and saying, "This is, we can win this quite comfortably. Just keep playing the way we're playing, and we'll win this."
Wow.
And as it happened, we went and won 5-1, which was quite a historical victory for us at the time.
Obviously, you won a Ballon d'Or, the only English player ever to win the Ballon d'Or. There's a lot of current English players that are coming up that people might think, could get to that level. In your opinion, do you think, is there anyone in the current generation that you think can take that mantle probably from you?
I think if I had to name one person, it would be Phil Foden.
Yeah,
I think he's got something a bit special, a bit different to most people. I think he could be world class. He's well on his way to doing so. He's just a bit different. When you watch him, his balance, his technique, his speed of thought, his touch, he scores goals, creates goals. He can pretty much do the lot, and he's still very young. So I think if he keeps developing, then I would say that he's got the best chance out of all the English players.
All right. Speaking of Phil Foden, he plays for Pep Guardiola. Obviously yourself, you played for a lot of top managers. I wanted to ask you specifically about one, Sir Alex Ferguson, if that's okay, if you could just tell us a little bit about how was it playing for him?
Well, I mean, it was obviously a huge honour to play for Sir Alex Ferguson. Every player, I mean, every supporter will feel the same way, but every player is intrigued as to what he's like. And I always remember playing in the first game, and my best friend at the time was Jamie Carragher, of course, from Liverpool. And when I got into the car on the way home, the first person to call me was Jamie Carragher saying, what was his team talk like? So even within the game, even football,
even Liverpool,
exactly, everybody's intrigued as to, you know, what Sir Alex Ferguson does, how he does it, and I mean to stay at the top of his profession for what, 26 years or something was quite staggering, because football changes. You know, if you watch a game 26 years ago to when he finished, and for him to be able to evolve with the time is amazing, and it just shows you how well he did, because as soon as he left, it crumbled a little bit, and they're still trying to rebuild.
Yeah. Sorry, Michael. Last question. It's another this or that. It's Ronaldo, Messi. Again, I have to ask this.
Well, I often think that pure natural ability, somebody that was born with a ball at their feet and, you know, just born to be a footballer, was Messi.
Yeah.
I think he's just natural genius.
Yeah.
I think Cristiano has worked exceptionally hard to be where he is. Of course it comes natural because he's just a genius of a player, but I think it's more natural for Messi. I think he's more of a natural talent, whereas Ronaldo has just built the perfect body, the perfect physique. He's in training before anybody else. He's out of training later than anybody else. I think he's put in all the hard work and deserves to get to the same level. So natural ability, Messi, but
hard work.
But hard work and determination. And you'd say Ronaldo has less questions to answer. He's gone and done it for his national team, done it in England, in Italy, in Spain. I mean,
I had to ask you about that, about the Ronaldo Messi thing. Thank you, Michael, for giving us this time. And obviously, thank you in behalf of all the people in Pakistan to coming to Pakistan to promote football like you guys are. So thank you very much.
That's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.